One of the most common traits shared by highly successful people has to do with the way they look at business, from start to finish. How they think about money and what they're willing to do in order to make it. They see things differently than most people, and not necessarily better or worse, but certainly in their own way. Here are 16 different ways that successful people think differently about business and money making that you may want to consider emulating. In fact, you should emulate them as much as possible if you want to follow in their footsteps, or even just get ahead of the curve. If you're ready to build your own personal empire and make it to the top, you should definitely consider implementing some of these tips into your routine now. There's no better time than right now to change your perspective on business and get on the path to success. 1. They're not in it for the money. Success is not always measured by the size of your bank account. In fact, some of the wealthiest people in the world have rather modest lifestyles. The difference between these successful entrepreneurs and those who are less prosperous is that they don't care how much money they make. They are motivated by other factors such as personal satisfaction, building a legacy, or influencing others to do good in their communities. They believe there is more than enough wealth in the world for everyone if you think big, work hard enough, and dream big enough. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, there will always be someone richer than you. There will also always be someone poorer than you. 2. They're in it for the long haul. Successful people think about the long-term potential of their business. They're in it for the long haul and want to build a sustainable company that will last. Successful people are patient. They know that success doesn't happen overnight and they are willing to put in the time, effort, and patience necessary to succeed. Successful people have a realistic view of their abilities. They don't overestimate their skills or underestimate the challenges they face just because they have more experience than somebody else does. Successful people are honest with themselves about what they can do and what is realistically achievable given the circumstances. And if they find themselves at odds with reality, they take steps to correct the situation. For example, if you find yourself being overwhelmed by your workload or if your expenses are higher than your income, then something needs to change. Otherwise, there's no way you'll be successful in the long run. Successful people also plan ahead so that they have contingencies in place for when things don't go as planned. For example, some entrepreneurs start building up an emergency fund before their business takes off so that it won't dry up and leave them bankrupt when unforeseen problems arise. 3. They're always learning. Successful people know that there's always more to learn. They're curious about the world around them and interested in learning new skills. They don't think of themselves as experts, but rather learners. Successful people are focused on continual growth and never stop learning. When they find a topic or skill they want to learn more about, they start reading everything they can get their hands on. They find mentors and make connections with others who are experts in fields outside of their industry or expertise, so that they can continue to learn from them over time without it feeling like work. They stay up to date by reading the latest news online, listening to podcasts and watching videos related to business and personal development. Successful people view self-education as critical to success, no matter what stage of life they're in. Successful people have an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and are driven by a sense of curiosity and exploration. 4. They surround themselves with positive people. Successful people surround themselves with positive people. They're not just happy to see friends and family. They want to be around those who will support them in their goals. The more you are around successful people, the more likely it is that you'll adopt those same habits of success. When you have good company around you, your confidence can grow and your self-esteem can increase. You might also learn new skills or how to handle difficult situations better than before. If you feel like a negative person has been dragging you down, try spending less time with them so that you can focus on being surrounded by positivity. 5. They take risks. Successful people take risks. They're open to trying new things, even if they are unsure about the outcome. By definition, risk takers are not afraid of failure. They just know that success often comes from taking chances and making changes. So successful people think differently about business because they're willing to invest time and money in products or services without knowing for sure whether it will be successful. Successful people think differently about business because they understand how important it is to be willing to change direction in order to reach their goals. If something isn't working, they'll move on and try a different tactic rather than stay stuck in an old pattern that's no longer serving them. They aren't discouraged by setbacks. The key is learning how to get back up again when you fall down so many times you feel like giving up altogether. 6. They're passionate. Successful people are passionate about the things they do. They're not just doing it for a paycheck or to get rich quick. They love what they do and are always working to improve their skills. Successful people don't just work for money, either. They work hard in order to be successful, but it's because they love what they're doing and want to see how much better they can get at it over time. Successful people know that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of learning, studying and gaining experience to be able to think like an expert in your field. 7. They're patient. Successful people are patient. They know that if they commit to their goals and take the time to do things right, they will be rewarded. They understand that every big accomplishment is a series of small tasks completed one at a time. Sure, there will be moments when you want to throw in the towel, but don't let yourself get discouraged. Keep your eye on the prize and stay focused on what's important, taking one small step at a time until you reach your goal. 8. They don't give up. Successful people don't give up. They know that they have to learn from their mistakes in order to get better. They also know that there is no such thing as failure, only feedback, and they use it to inform how they go about achieving their goals next time. There's always a way forward. Successful people are nimble and able to pivot when the situation demands it. They will change course if it becomes clear that their initial strategy isn't working, or if new information comes to light. For example, Mark Cuban once said that many successful companies were built on pivots. When starting out, most entrepreneurs are so laser-focused on what their business model should be that they miss out on opportunities to earn revenue from other sources until it's too late. 9. They're resilient. Successful people know that success is never a straight line. They are able to bounce back from setbacks, often better than they were before. And they come up with creative ways to overcome obstacles. In the process, they build up their resilience and self-confidence. Successful people think of work as something they're doing for themselves. It's about making them happy, not about impressing other people or living out someone else's expectations of who they should be. Successful people believe that there's no such thing as an insurmountable obstacle, or if there is one, then it just means you need to get more creative in how you go about overcoming it. 10. They're goal-oriented. Successful people know that in order to be successful, you have to have a goal or a dream. It's important to start thinking about what your goals are when it comes to your business. What do you want out of it? How much money do you want to make? What are your long-term goals and short-term ones? If you don't establish the foundation for your business, then you won't have any direction once the going gets tough. And when the going gets tough, many people give up because they don't know where they're headed and what their end goal is. 11. They have a vision. Successful people are able to clearly see where they want their business to go and the steps needed to get there. They have a vision for what they want their company to become in the future, but they also know how to start with small steps now so they can build momentum and experience success in the process. 12. They're disciplined. Successful people are disciplined. They know what they need to do and they do it. They never let themselves get distracted by things that don't matter. They may not always enjoy what they're doing, but they always show up, work hard, and never quit. This kind of discipline is necessary to achieve any kind of success in life, but it's especially important when you're trying to be a successful business person. A lot of entrepreneurs have stories about how the idea for their company was hatched out on the golf course or on vacation or after some other time away from the office. While these opportunities might seem too good to pass up at first glance, there is usually an opportunity cost associated with them. You can only be so productive while taking these breaks from your day-to-day tasks because as soon as you stop focusing on one thing, in this case your business, you open yourself up for distractions in other areas. If someone else is running your company while you're off having fun, then their ideas might differ greatly from yours and your strategy might take a different turn when you return. 13. They're persistent. Successful people are persistent. They don't give up or stop halfway through when the going gets tough. They never stop trying to find a way forward, for themselves and for those around them. Persistence is one of the most important traits that successful people share, because without it they wouldn't be where they are today. But persistence also has other benefits besides getting what you want. It teaches you discipline, perseverance, and patience. So remember, never stop trying. If you can keep at it long enough, eventually there will be an opening that lets you succeed. And if not, at least your time spent on this endeavor will have helped make you more resilient in life. 14. They're organized. Successful people know that being organized is the key to their success. If you're always on top of your responsibilities and have a clear plan, you'll be able to focus on the most important things. Being organized will also make it easier for you to delegate tasks and understand what needs to be done. Organized people are always on time, which is crucial when you have meetings or need to get somewhere. They keep a calendar where they schedule appointments and stay aware of deadlines. They don't procrastinate either. They tackle difficult tasks head-on instead of avoiding them and letting them pile up. The habits successful people form early in life often come into play as adults too. Even if you've grown up wealthy, you can still cultivate these habits to improve your wealth further. Learning these skills as an adult can help you quickly advance in your career and increase any existing wealth. Being organized is just one part of how successful people think differently about business though. 15. They give back. Successful people know the importance of giving back to the communities that helped get them where they are today. That's why philanthropy is a core component of their work. It also helps them feel like they're making a difference in the world and not just in their own lives. Here are some ways some successful people give back. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Bill Clinton's Clinton Global Initiative. Oprah Winfrey's Angel Network. Howard Hughes, the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. Warren Buffett's The Giving Pledge founder. 16. They're always growing. Successful people know they have to keep growing. They don't get complacent and feel like they've made it. Instead, they find new ways to grow their business or improve the quality of their work. Even if it's not their own idea, successful people are always looking for ways to grow. That means keeping an eye out for opportunities, finding innovative solutions to problems, and even taking risks that others might not be willing to take. They're always learning. No matter how much you know about a subject, there's always more to learn. Successful people never stop striving for knowledge because as soon as you think you're done learning something, something else changes and what you once knew is now outdated. Asking questions is one of the best ways to stay on top of your game in any field. They're constantly building relationships. Just because someone doesn't currently need your services doesn't mean they won't in the future. And just because someone does need your services now doesn't mean you'll only need them this one time. Relationships are important, so why not cultivate them with everyone? Please like and share this video if you found it useful and don't forget to subscribe to Financial Literacy.